Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is the daily decolonizing, except it's going to be a little bit more expansive. We're going to talk about decolonizing holidays. Happy December. Let's talk about it. You don't have to celebrate anything the way that you were raised or the way that you've been told you need to celebrate. I think recognizing that this holiday season is incredibly built on capitalism, built on consumerism, built on people going broke to, make dreams come true. You don't have to tell your kids about Santa. You don't have to do any of this. And I want to get on here and let you know. I don't, and you don't either. I think sometimes it's easier to know that other people are also not doing things. My son is 5 and we've never done Santa. He's been exposed to it a little bit in his shows, and some games, but we do not practice Santa. We don't utter Santa. We don't talk about Santa. We don't do Santa. Because I know, as someone who has decolonized from these things, that Santa is used for what I already talked about. It's used for consumerism, for capitalism. It's used for making parents literally go broke, right? It's used for it's commercialized, right? Okay. If you really do believe in the birth of Jesus, what does that have to do with capitalism? Commercialism? That's not really a rhetorical question. Really look into that. Also, I don't do Santa because I remember finding out that Santa wasn't real, and it broke my heart, and it made me very sus of my family. I'm like, oh, I don't trust any of you anymore because, I've been asking if it was real, and you kept telling me, yeah, it was, and then you finally decided to tell me it wasn't. Not really big fan of lying to your kids. I know people who are not decolonized at all are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a red flag, okay? And I remember how it felt to find out that shit wasn't real. Also, parents who are doing Elf on the Shelf, you guys fucking hate that shit. Why are you doing it? But I have a really cool construction cone you could probably use, but you're not going to. Yeah. I think that capitalism has, again, turned this onto parents to make these magical things happen. And what does it take? It takes a lot of fucking money. It takes a lot of motherfucking money. It takes lying to your kids. And I mean, sure, I remember how magical it used to be, but remember, all of that magic wasn't real, okay? Who is making that happen? And the energy you get from lying to your kids, you could use to make magical memories together without a fictional fat white guy. You don't need that to make your holiday season what it is. Just want to remind you also, I don't think that it's a coincidence that Santa has the same letters as the word Satan. Also want to talk about the color scheme of red and white. I know this is going to be hard for people, but remember, this is daily decolonizing, and you clicked on this video. Red symbolizes blood. Any flag that you look at that has red on it symbolizes blood. The black nationalist flag is in my kitchen. That's a pirate flag. It does not have red. But this one does. Okay, red is blood, black is skin, green is land. Okay, any flag that has red on it, including the US flag, usually red is representative of blood loss. So, let's look at Santa's uniform. Red, blood. White. Look to the American flag. Red, white, and blue. What does the white symbolize? Any guesses? Skin. Okay. So, just be careful, Yeah, sure, I'm pulling this out of my ass, but you know what? They could have chose any other fucking color for that man. Remember, everything's made up. The way that the systems that be have made things up, you are also able to make things up. If they make more sense for your family, make it up. Do it the way. We were gonna start celebrating Kwanzaa, which was started by Ron Karenga, who is, I think he was in the Nation of Islam. I don't know if he still is. But we don't even celebrate Kwanzaa anymore. It is a holiday for Black folks, for African Americans specifically. But we don't celebrate that in our family. The principles are cool, but we don't like make a big hoo-ha of it because of Ron Karenga himself and his involvement in the life and death of Malcolm X. So, again, no matter what, Ron Karenga made up Kwanzaa and tons of people celebrate it. That's great for them. You know, a lot of people do both. I am only speaking on these two. Those are the only two that I really know. I'm not going to speak on other people's cultural preferences. I'm just speaking on the capitalist ones that we don't celebrate. We're not Christians in this family. I grew up in the church. My son has no concept of the church or Santa. I really pride myself on that. I think that it's a really great way to, you know, you can still make shit magical. You know why? Because I am magical. You can still do gifts. You can still do whatever. You can, you know, you can celebrate however you want. And I want you to know that you don't have to do anything just because everyone else is doing it, all right? And take this lesson as a lens to look at the other things in your life that you do just because everyone else is doing them. You know, as you start to decolonize, you recognize, like, oh, yeah, like not celebrating Thanksgiving, right? There's a lot of people, I mean, I think I'm just on the correct side of TikTok nowadays. Get out of my house. Get out. Dea, go outside. Go. Why are you in here? I'm coming. Anyway, there's a lot more people jumping on these bandwagons of not celebrating shit because you're told to, right? A lot of people last week did not celebrate Thanksgiving because they just have gotten to a point within their consciousness where they're like, I can't blindly participate in these things anymore, right? So if this is the first time you're hearing about this is the first time that someone has told you that you don't need to do things, congratulations. I hope that you hear it. You don't have to do things just because the majority of people are. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it real. You're still lying to your kids and wasting all your money on shit that you really don't need to be buying. And also, think about the 4th of July next year too. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I would look at the 4th of July and not celebrate that either. Just because you're coming into consciousness and decolonizing, though, doesn't mean it can't be fun. But I want you to really look at within that, right? Like, what makes these things that the society tells you to do, what makes them fun? Because I remember my parents being burnt the fuck out, wasting money on wrapping paper, wasting energy, wasting money, just take a look and see what you could do instead, you know? I'm all for new traditions, you know, it's up to your family. And I think that the commercialization of everything too makes it really hard for people to disengage, right? Like you're just bombarded with it constantly. But that's the beautiful thing about social media is that once you kind of start participating in different things, looking into different things, your For You pages, your algorithms are going to shift drastically. But capitalism is going to do everything they can, right? The marketing too, to keep you in this system, right? Just blindlessly spending money, blindlessly accepting that these are the traditions you have to follow. No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Why are you in here again? Please go outside, Dea. Anyway, okay. Baby keeps opening the door. I'm gonna have to go out. But yeah, just don't lie to your kids. But there's so many people doing that with the elf on the shelf shit. like, if you don't enjoy it, your kids are going to pick up on that energy more than, you know, because what I see on the Elf on the Shelf is that parents fucking hate that shit, right? Then why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? You never should have started it, honestly. And also, the behavioral policing itself, we need to touch on this. Good thing we still have time. The behavioral policing of behavior, right, for our kids. Santa's gonna see you. Oh, Santa's gonna do this. Santa. You want to teach your kids that they should be good humans because they want to be good humans, not because some fictional character is making them that way, right? And that's another thing, when they figure out that it's not real, think about all those times they're going to remember of you not doing something because Santa was watching, or no because Santa, oh no because Santa. You're fucking your kids up, bro. You really are. You really are. You're fucking your kids up on lies, repeating these same cycles, right? If you love your children, help them break free from this system, quite frankly. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a war on children happening. So yeah, maybe we could focus on that more than like shit that doesn't matter and isn't real. But that's just me. Have a good one.